Hello and welcome to Convict Inc. I'm your host, Robert Rosso. So I did an audio yesterday where I talked about some health issues. I talked about curing cancer, about the fact about maybe curing bladder cancer. Let me elaborate on that a little bit, please, because I know that there's people that have cancer, family members, and I don't want to make too much of a joke out of it. And let me just be very clear one more time. The issue came up between me and my urologist because I was explaining to him the method that I used for making fake urine, which I would then place in my bladder via catheter for the purpose of beating or altering drug test. Two of the chemicals, and I'll go ahead and say them straight up, two of them that were of interest to him were bleach and zinc. I won't go into it more right now, but there is actually something really with the bleach and zinc. If you put it in high concentration, actually burns things. It can burn your skin. And anyway, so there's actually, I'm making kind of light of it and a joke of it, but there's something a little serious to it. And further research is going to be done on his part over it, because he is part of a conglomerate that does research on different types of bladder tumors and stuff like that. So today I went to the OR downstairs, and I had a cystoscopy done, and I have no reoccurrence. So there's, as of today, at 8:30 this morning, 7:30 this morning, they woke me up, went downstairs, and there was, 5 of us all together. I went first. They put us under, gave me the Michael Jackson juice, which is propofol, which I don't know if anybody out there's had it. If you ever have to do surgery and they give you propofol, I don't care if it's for 5 minutes. When you're done, when you come out, it's like the best sleep ever. You feel like you slept a million years. Really, you do. Look groggy for about an hour, but it's crazy. And every time I do it, they tell you to count backwards. You know, they say start 99, 98, blah, blah, blah. And I always try to make it as far as I can. And today I made it like to 84. That's a lot. Usually people go to like 96. So anyway, so that on the health tip, that was that announcement for today. Also, I mentioned yesterday that they had found a tumor on my kidney. It's on the outside of my kidney. It was there some years back. It's grown. They're doing more tests on that because of some blood stuff that came up. They did have a blood work that was better today, but they're going to make a decision on what to do with that next week, and that is actually a different doctor. Now, many people know that I was released in 2021 on compassionate release, in part due to bladder cancer, rehabilitation, intervening change in the law, etc. This last year, there was something called a 2-point reduction in people that were sentenced federally that were on probation or parole. When judges looked at their points, criminal history points, they were given an additional 2 points if they were on probation or parole. The U.S. Sentencing Commission last year came back.
This call is from a federal prison.
That the 2 points, well, I don't know what they ruled on it. Anyway, they're doing away with it to 2 extra points. So, for example, if a person has a criminal history category and they have 9 points on their base, I think it's called the base offense level, take away 2 points. That would be 7 points. That changes your sentencing guideline range. Okay. When I was sentenced in 1997, actually 1998, I was sentenced to mandatory life without the possibility of release based on 2 prior drug convictions. Actually, they based that on drug quantity and prior convictions, okay? Well, what happened was in 2019, under the First Step Act, that was changed from mandatory minimum life for somebody that has 2 prior drug convictions to mandatory minimum 25 years. In part, that is why I was released. That's why my judge granted me compassionate release. Well, what happened also was when I was originally indicted, they did not put drug quantity in my indictment. That's called an element of the offense. So if today I was sentenced, if I was busted today, they would have to put the drug quantity, how much I got busted with, for example, 500 grams of meth or more, and then I would have to have 2 prior drug convictions for it to be a mandatory minimum 25 years. Okay? I hope people are following me. Used to be that would be a mandatory minimum life. In my indictment, they never put drug quantity. In 2000, there was a case called the Prende versus New Jersey. In it came out that said that amongst other things, that drug quantity had to be present in the indictment in order for it to trigger a mandatory max statutory penalty. Oh, I know I'm losing people right now. Damn it. I'm sorry. So you legal scholars, hold on a second. So here's what happened. In my indictment, there is no drug quantity. That means that I'm going to be a guideline case for any purposes. When my judge resentenced me, he wasn't clear. He used the guidelines as an explanation of why he was giving me 25 years. He kind of used a hypothetical scenario. So my judge, instead of granting me compassionate release, he reduced my sentence from life without the possibility of release to life with 25 years. I'm sorry. And then gave me 10 years supervised release, which I violated, and that's the reason I'm here. Okay. Well, now it appears that I can get less time. And if that's the case, because I have good time vested in me, I would have to be released. So I know that my judge listens to this. I know that the people in the Western District of Arkansas, some of them do. I'm sure some of them dropped off and don't listen as much anymore. But I'm getting ready to file next week a motion for a 2-point reduction, which would be immediate release. Will that happen? Who knows? I'm filing because it looks like I'm eligible. If that's the case, what does that mean? Who knows? You know, I guess I would file it as an emergency. I'll figure it out. But there's a heads up for you people down in the Western District. And I hope that my favorite assistant United States Attorney, Brandon Carter, who really is a defense attorney acting as a prosecutor, I hope that he takes the bold step and agrees with me when I file. So I think that he didn't necessarily agree with me being put in here on this violation anyway. Well, now's the chance to correct the record, Mr. Carter. Now, you can do it. You can do this. So when I file, you can be my biggest advocate yet. Yeah, but anyway, I am going to file it. Who knows where it goes. I think, I really do believe that, so I had 300 months, that's 25 years. I do believe I have, I think it's supposed to be down to 290, which is 10 months, which would shoot me out the door if the judge wanted to entertain this. And I believe, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe a wiser man would have shut up and not said anything. But I don't know. Some people have accused me of not being so wise at times. Otherwise, that's about it for this. I'm going to do a political punditry audio here in the next couple of days about Trump, about felons, about, felon firearms charges. I haven't seen the new Supreme Court cases that came down today. I'm actually going to be watching that tonight and see what's going on because there's a lot of really important cases that just came out of the Supreme Court today. Otherwise, take care. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your thoughts and prayers for those of you who've been praying for me. And I know many of you have. And it feels good to be clear, especially coming off a scare where a tumor, although not malignant, entered my bladder wall. A tumor that I may have turned from cancer, non-cancer, based on my trying to beat a drug test. I'm joking. Take care.